Starting next summer, people in Boston will have a new year-round place to go for locally produced food. The Boston Public Market will be located on the Rose Kennedy Greenway, right above Haymarket Station. Thanks to a collaboration with two partner groups, the market will also generate opportunities for local vendors. To tell us what's planned is our guest from the Public Market, the programming manager, Mackenzie Sehlke. Thank you very much for being with us, Mackenzie.
Thank you for having me.
You can think of this as kind of a business serving a surrounding neighborhood, but this is really to serve the whole city.
Absolutely. We think of the public market as a civic institution for Boston. It'll be for the folks who live and commute through the neighborhood, especially as a grocery store and as a spot to find locally sourced products. But it'll also be a service for tourists and people traveling from far away because it's right on the Freedom Trail as well.
Well, you're going to be practically right next to the Haymarket vendors.
Absolutely.
And in the future there's probably going to be at least one supermarket. So how is this going to be different?
Absolutely. We think of this whole area as a market district, and that we gain strength from being close to like-minded businesses that are providing food services to a neighborhood that's typically been underserved in the grocery category. So Haymarket in particular has a long history in Boston, and we see them as a vital partner because they provide affordable food and they provide fresh produce, and that's something that we really want to see in this city. So with their help, we are opening up the scope of produce and food that'll be available in that neighborhood. We're bringing in local. Everything will be sourced from the New England region. So everything that you'll be able to buy in the market will have a regional impact on the economy and the farm family that exists in this area.
Well, by all expectations, this is going to be a very upscale neighborhood. Yet, you know, it is accessible by T, but how do you get people from those food deserts in Boston to take advantage of what you have to offer? Right.
So the tension with high quality local produce and food and the upscale nature of artisanal markets is not lost to us. We have a very strong mandate from the Commonwealth that says that the food has to be accessible and affordable and approachable. And that's one of our main programming and orienting missions at the market. We have had extensive conversations with our vendors about the price range that they offer. And while some of the prices are more upscale, most of the vendors offer a range of prices that hit at all sorts of different demographics. We also will have a very robust SNAP and WIC program offered at the market. Every vendor who's eligible to receive those benefits will be required to do so in their lease. We'll also likely have a matching funds program similar to the Boston Bounty Bucks program, if you're familiar with that.
Right. So that supplements what happens with the food stamps.
Exactly. Yep.
Tell me what it's going to be like in this market. I've heard that this is a no-frills interior, almost kind of a tabula rasa, but with some very interesting things to fill it out.
Absolutely. We've tried to create this space in a way that makes it very flexible for the future. We enjoy an 85-year lease in this particular spot, so we understand that the market that opens on day one will not be the same as the next day or 5 years or 10 years down the line. So the space inside is fairly utilitarian, but gives us the ability to move stalls and to move the space in a way that accommodates vendors and customers so that they can really tell us what kind of things that they'd like to see represented in the market.
Explain who you see being vendors. What kind of a background are they going to need to make that next step to plugging into this market?
Sure. You know, when people think of us, they think of a farmer's market, and we are that, but we're more than that. You'll find pretty much everything that you would find represented in the outside aisle of your grocery store. There'll be meat, local seafood, cheese, there'll be an on-site bakery, there'll be some prepared food, as well as produce and a variety of other local prepared foods as well. So for us, the ideal vendor in the Boston Public Market is someone who is committed to local, who's committed to making food accessible and interesting and a sensory educational experience for customers. Someone who likes this community feel of the market. It is a big family. When you see the space, you'll see that it's very open, the layout is fluid, and people will be interacting with each other. We're also really interested in small businesses who are hungry to expand and to make their mark on the city of Boston. There are larger scale businesses that have looked at the space as sort of a franchise opportunity, and that's not really what we're looking for. We're really looking for some small to mid-sized businesses that we can have a large impact on in a small amount of space.
You know, you've been running this business already in a seasonal basis. So if you're there year-round when it gets cold, what about the freshness? Can you still have that?
Sure. So we like to think that we're large enough and that we're innovative enough that we'll move some of the production that happens in New England, especially with season extension, especially in the meat category. We will change the way that farmers produce food here in New England. But we'll also hope to offer a variety of frozen and canned items and really have an educational moment with the public around the conversation of seasonality of food here.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
From the Boston Public Market, Mackenzie Sehlke. In a moment, we'll hear about the opportunities at the market for local vendors.